What's up, everybody, and welcome to the show. Special guest today. Every week is a special guest, actually. But today I have on the show one of my buddies and closest friends, one of my closest friends. We've known each other for, well over 10 years a little bit. It's pretty funny because we got hired at LA Fitness together at the same time as brand new coaches. We've been through a lot together as friends, coworkers, jiu-jitsu friends. Dude's a badass grappler. He has a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and been training for a little over 9 years, same as me. So please welcome my guest, Daniel Bocanegra. I'm fucking sore as shit from jiu-jitsu.
Me too, dude. I'm feeling it, bro. It's my hips.
Did you both go?
Yeah. So basically, we it's called tinginas, right?
Mhm.
I call it tingias.
They say chinguina, tingia. Dude, I always call it tingia, dude. But I don't know. He's Brazilian, so I don't know. You know?
So we both went yesterday, and I guess so when we went, Daniel was like, "Hey, we're gonna go through Hell Week," and I'm like, "What the fuck's Hell Week?" So you go in, and it's for about an hour and a half, and you get a partner every 10 minutes, and you roll for 10 minutes, and you keep going. If somebody taps, then you slap hands again, and then you keep going.
Who's the one that gave you the hickey?
Fucking died. Fuck you.
I hope not me, dude.
I know. Daniel
I
had
hope
back control. Maybe.
me,
I don't know.
Are we going right now already?
Yeah, we're live, dude.
Oh, that's dope, dude.
We're
Yeah.
live, yeah.
It's fucking
I hope
party.
the hickey wasn't me, man. You're gonna get.
Oh shit.
He
Change
walked
story.
up and I was like, that's the first thing I noticed on you.
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
so sad.
hey, who gave you that hickey? I was like, what? I was like, it's a line. And he was
hilarious.
just doing it to fuck with me.
That's so
Roscoe.
funny.
And then Kathy, like, as soon as she saw him, who gave you the hickey?
Yeah, and his aunt was like, hey, I heard there's a hickey on your neck. I was like, oh god.
At least it's
here we
not
go.
here, dude.
Dude, that would suck.
That's when I think you just look like trash too. Like if you're
I don't like hickeys,
anyone. No,
bro.
there's no way to look professional in any setting. You're like,
No.
oh well.
When you were a kid,
You know?
though, when we were in high school and you got a hickey, that meant you were the shit because you
Yeah.
were like, you were getting all the girls. Remember, like when you were a senior in high school, and then now you're grown up. Like when you
Yeah.
see kids with hickeys, you're like, what
Especially
the
like
fuck? Clean
we're
your
almost
shit
30,
up, dude.
bro.
Yeah.
You know, like I just
Is
look
that
bad,
crazy?
dude.
We're almost 30. Daniel
it's
just
trippy, bro.
proposed to Tessa. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thanks, dude. Thank you.
Congrats.
It's crazy, man. Very humbling, I think, and it's just crazy to see us getting older, man. I think time is just bizarre, dude. Because I look, to people like Jack and stuff. We're 20, and I'm like, dude, 20 seems, bro. It's almost a decade.
Yeah.
And I remember it like yesterday. That's when we were at LA Fitness.
Yeah.
When we were 20.
Oh my
Dude, yeah, I've
gosh.
known you 10 years.
Yeah.
I've
That's
known you 10
insane.
years. Yep.
And
Isn't
that
that
feels
insane?
like, dude, and that whole in itself right there just trips me out, dude. That like we're about to hit 30, and I think now these next couple of years are really important for us because I think they're gonna set up that course for our future of like, I think when you're 30s, you kind of solidify the person you're gonna be into full adulthood. I think that's why I don't want to be like those
Well,
shitbags that are like,
Yeah, well, it sets you
You
up
know?
for the future and how you are going to
Mhm.
become in life. Like
mhm.
your late 20s, early 30s are going to set you up as far as your belief systems, your financial
Mhm.
situation. I mean, financial situation can go up or down,
Mhm.
but like as far as your belief systems, what you believe
Mhm.
in, and your core values, like that's what
Mhm.
takes you into life
Mhm.
itself. Like in the future,
Yeah.
it's fucking nuts.
I know.
It is funny though, because now that you look at it, I look at Jack, I'm like, damn, he's 20. So looking back on that, I'm like, fuck, like I like was a little piece of shit when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
20, dude.
I still am.
You know?
That's my problem.
Except
dude.
we're 30. So it's
Yeah.
it's crazy. You gotta
Mhm.
he still has like a lot to learn.
Mhm.
But dude, I don't know, man. Just I feel it too sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I feel my age. Like when I woke up this morning
Mhm.
when I was sore from jiu-jitsu, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. Like my elbows, my knees, my hips.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the craziest things I've noticed with us getting older has been that transition from the invincibility factor, and I think when you're younger, especially around that time, I would say probably 16 to like 22-ish,
Yeah.
23, 24,
Yeah.
you think like you're literally invincible. Like nothing could happen.
Yeah,
And I
nothing
think
can
as you-
phase you.
Yeah, and it's a very, I think, interesting time when you start seeing that vulnerability of just what I think how fragile like being a human really is. Like, dude, you can be in your peak at 20, get in a car crash and you're freaking quadriplegic, and that can happen in a split second. And I think that vulnerability and just that respect to the aging factor has helped me so much in evolving, like as a trainer, person, in my character, and just the way I treat my body, and just seeing like, okay, I got one body, so I gotta treat it well, put good fuel into my body, and like you were saying, kind of develop good habits at this time, because I think when you're 20, it's easy to. I mean, you don't give a shit really you don't think about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the maturing process, you know?
Yeah, it's like nothing can happen to me.
Mhm.
I'm like Superman and nothing can phase me. The only problem is it takes one incident, like a car crash or something,
Mhm.
and then you finally realize you're like, oh, fuck, maybe I'm not invincible. Maybe I
Mhm.
can't take on the world. Like,
Yeah.
I've been there, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was like, nah, fuck that. Nothing could touch me. I'm invincible. Like, I can't get
Mhm.
hurt. Oh, rotators done. Like knees done. Lower back. I've been to the ER 3 times for my lower
Really?
back. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
For what?
I wrestled, and then so like my knees and my hips are bad from like wrestling.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And so my lower back's kind of gotten bad from that, just from all the pounding and grappling and shit like that.
Mhm.
And then lifting, when you're talking about age, so when I was 20, I wouldn't lift how I'm lifting now. So
Mhm.
like I wouldn't focus on my core being engaged, keeping my back straight, everything in tuned and in line when I squat or deadlift. I would just focus on how much I can
it was just
deadlift.
like the weight.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like so.
It was always
dude.
it was
It's
always
always
about
a
the
fucking
weight.
weight. Like when you're younger, I'm like, fuck this. Like I'm
Dude.
doing RDLs with like 315, but my back is so fucking rounded. It looks like a rainbow, you know?
That's
so
hilarious.
like that's how it was.
Yeah.
And then you get hurt and you're like, oh shit, like I really can't do that
Mhm.
anymore. Like, and then when I see kids do that in my head, I'm like, okay, you're gonna get to a spot where I was, and then you'll see what it's like, and then hopefully they'll change from there.
Dude,
But
so you went to the ER 3 times because you're back?
Yeah. So
Damn,
like the
dude, I didn't know
first
that. That's
time,
crazy.
the first time was 4 years ago. What was I doing? I was doing something. I think I was like walking.
That's
Or,
so
like-
sad, bro.
No,
I was walking
I
and
was
it
like,
fucking was like that.
Trying to sit up
that
from,
sounds like we're
from
90,
waking up in the
dude.
morning, and now
Yeah, I woke up and
I woke up and my back was like, nope,
There's
not
been
today.
stories of like people. It's because
hilarious.
tension builds up, right?
Mhm.
And it only takes something small to like make a big impact.
Yeah.
So I've heard like one of my clients, he was brand new and he had like a lot of back problems. So we were working on it. And one time he got out of his car and he twisted the wrong way and he threw out his back. He had to go to the ER. So some shit like that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
My mom, I think, sneezed once. I think it was her. Like she
so scared of
sneezed, but she sneezed and her back went out. So like,
Yeah.
shit like that can cause like a big impact,
Mhm.
which people don't understand.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I was walking or I was doing something and I bent down to get something and I couldn't get back up.
Really?
Yeah, this was a
Damn.
while back ago. And then I went to the ER for that. They gave me Tramadol.
Yes.
And
This shit's magic.
they gave me Tramadol and Xanax.
Dude, you probably felt amazing.
Bro, I felt like fucking Superman. If you get Tramadol and Xanax and you
Oh, that's
combine the
hilarious.
fucking two, I felt great, right?
Yeah, no, I know. That's hilarious.
So I had to be on bed rest for like a week. It was hard getting up. The second time was when I was lifting, and then the third time I was lifting as well. And the second time was when I was deadlifting. Like I wasn't doing it right, or something got out of line. My back went out. Same thing. Tramadol and Xanax. And then I went to a third time. I was at LA Fitness in Yorba Linda, and I was on the leg press. And I went all the way down, and I heard something pop. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I pushed it back up real quick because my adrenaline started going. I was like, hey, I got to get this weight up. And then I racked the weights back in. and I tried to lift my leg, and I couldn't lift my leg.
Dang,
And
that's
so
sketchy.
my ex at the time, I called her. I was like, hey, you have to meet me at my house. She's like, what happened? I was like, hey, I threw out my back. It's going to take me a while. Like, it took me 10 minutes to get out of the leg press machine. And then I walked it took me 10 minutes to walk to
Dang,
my
that
car.
bad?
Yeah.
That's
And then
crazy.
so I went home and I laid on the couch. And then my grandpa talks a lot of shit. So he came back and said, fuck happened to your back? I was like, thanks, dude. He's like, what are you walking around here like me? He's like, come on. And I was
That's
like, no.
hilarious.
I was like, my back actually hurts. So I had to go
Oh.
to the ER. Drove myself home. Then I went to the ER again. And they actually gave me a shot because I forgot what they said. But they gave me a shot and then they gave me more Xanax and Tramadol.
I wonder why Xanax. To keep you calm?
I guess. I don't fucking know. Dude, I don't know any
Right,
any
that's
of
a cool
that.
doctor, but
She's
damn.
like, well, I went, there were different ones, but all of them
okay.
just, I don't know, like I've never taken Xanax. I don't
Mhm.
know exactly what that does.
Mhm.
But Tramadol helped for sure. But I think Xanax just kind of calmed me down and kind of kept me in that like zen.
Like to rest.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So it's kind of like when you're really high, like you're just super chilled out, like super zen.
Makes sense though for the recovery. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
that's crazy, dude. I didn't know you had the.
So I have back
the-
problems too, but I just have to be really careful. Like when I lift on squats, I don't go really heavy on squats anymore. I just focus more on like my form and stuff like that, you know? So it's,
The
dude,
injuries are crazy, man. They
we're not 18 anymore.
Yeah, and I think when they happen, I mean, there's always that first one where you're like, oh damn, and then it's crazy because I'm in the same boat. I think I think being in lifting and sports for years, they're gonna happen, and then those injuries eventually start taking, a toll.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're like, okay, I have shoulder issues, chest, low back.
Yeah.
But I think the key is how you're working around it.
Yeah.
Instead of becoming immobile. Because I see a lot of people, especially people that come into the gym, like new people trying to get personal training and stuff that really haven't worked out or been active
Right.
their whole lives. How in their mind is like if something hurts, just
Don't do
stay
anything.
sedentary. I'm
Well,
like,
that's the
dude,
thing too. Doctors
that's insane.
they'll be like, hey, you have this problem. Don't work out.
Mhm.
It's like, unless you're recovering from surgery or if you went through an intense process from like something like that, I mean, yeah, you need to have a recovery process, but it doesn't mean you can't lift again. Most of the time, doctors are wrong, especially like the doctor's overweight and it doesn't look like they've picked up a weight, So as long as you work around it, I noticed like, dude, it helps so much more. It helps your life better. And when you're immobile at that moment, you start working out and then you become a little bit more flexible than you used to be when you walk through the door, So like that aspect on it, I don't agree with when doctors say, dude, don't work out. Like you can't work out. Tell your trainer, stuff like that. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I think they have this like, I think doctors have been put in this pedestal sometimes in society. And I understand, obviously, they freaking go to like 8 years of school. So I'm not saying that we know more or anything, but I think there's this new
perspective.
Yeah, perspective. And I would say even movement towards like holistic type medicine, natural. I think especially in the last 5 years, not just our industry, but society in general, there's this part of it that's going a lot towards trying to be natural with things and starting to question like the big pharmaceutical companies, the main practices that doctors have. Like you were saying, if you have any health issues, dude, with your heart, stomach, whatever, always it's just here, take a pill. And I think people are realizing if you change your diet, drink a good amount of water, get your daily sunlight, fresh air, exercise. Meditate, stretch, you can pretty much fix like 90% of your problems, dude. It's pretty crazy. And how instead of making that the advice, it's like, oh, here, take this pill that then it's going to give you 3 side effects. And then you need another one for that side effect. And, and everyone's on that little, like the freaking, like that sheep train. They're like, okay, well, that's what the doctor says.
Yeah.
And it's pretty dark, dude, because those people are all like,
they're all fucked up. Dude, no, I know some people, older people that I always tell them, I'm like, hey, like you guys need to exercise way more. And I see their kitchen and it's full of blood pressure medication, heart medication for arthritis, like medication for this, medication for that. And I'm like, dude, it looks like a fucking...
It's like a pharmacy.
Yeah. I'm like, this looks like a CVS here. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I know.
And, it's sad to see that because just like what you were saying, exercise, meditate, stretch, drink a lot of liquids, especially water, eat really well, focus on moving. Like, dude, 90% of your problems will go away. You'll still have that pain or whatever, stuff like that, but it'll get better.
100%.
And the whole fucking, here, take a pill with this. Oh, you have low blood pressure? Here's blood pressure medication. Here you go. Oh, you have a side effect for this? Here's that medication. And it creates a dark domino effect of now you're taking 10 pills a day and that counteract each other. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, my dad had an episode with that, man. Over the last probably 2.5 years.
Your dad's a G, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Dude. He's like
baller,
a soprano, dude. But it was wild, bro. So he had a tiny, he had a mini stroke, right?
Okay.
And this was probably 2.5 years ago. And after that, he got back to 100%. It was super awesome. He was doing amazing. And then he went to the doctor, right? And the doctor asked him hey, do you have any anxiety? And my dad, I think just kind of being ignorant at the time, maybe said, yeah, a little bit. And then he said, don't sleep too good either. So this lady put him on Ativan, which is similar to Xanax, and then put him on sleeping meds, and then on this other thing. And it's insane how taking those 3 meds probably for a year and a half costs. It ruined his life for a year and a half. Where his anxiety got worse from anxiety meds, his sleeping was just as bad, even though he was on those sleep
different kinds
pills.
of medication. Yeah.
Pretty much nothing got better. Everything got worse. And then over the last 6 months, he just pretty much was like, F this. I'm done. Hard withdrawal process from it. But now he's back to the dad I knew, I would say even before having a mini stroke, which is bizarre. He's the same person I knew, drinking wine again, laughing.
Yeah.
And for that time that he was on those pills, he was someone else. Super quiet, wouldn't talk. And I just saw the direct effects of those meds and how they'll give you something. You see it in those commercials all the time. They'll give you a pill for depression, but the side effect is suicide. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Dude, when I'm watching TV sometimes, okay, you will decrease this, but your side effects are blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing, lady?
It's insane.
What?
And they sell that. And that blew my mind. So now he's doing great and literally sleeping's better, no anxiety, and he just walks and is doing regular things. But like I said, man, I think exercise can fix so many things, and that's why I really love this industry. And it's my passion. I think it's just health and fitness because I see it in my own life and other people's how working out is. Dude, it can fix so much. I'll go into a day, let's say I'm having a shitty day, go to jiu-jitsu. The second I'm done, the problem's still there, but I feel fine.
Yeah.
And I realize how that helps anxiety, sleep.
Yeah.
Instead of I know everyone, I think, has a degree of anxiety. That's why they give you the pills. Most people will say, oh, a little bit, and then they'll give you this thing. But I think that there's way better ways to manage it than taking Xanax or Ativan. Because then when you're not on the pill, then you have anxiety. So it's like, oh, I need it. And then before you know it, you need it every single day. That's just not good, I think.
Right. Well, the thing with anxiety pills, there's so much other things you can do. When CBD came out, and then I do a 1-to-1 ratio to help calm me down at night. When shit's going through my head and I'm feeling anxious about something, bro, that's an herb. That's literally way healthier than taking a fucking pill that's gonna ruin your stomach and ruin your life. Possibly.
Yeah, your life, dude.
It's
like the opioid epidemic, dude.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
I think where we're going at is a lot more people are getting smarter in a way and going to more natural things instead of a little fucking pill. You know what I'm saying? And
I think so too.
Working out has helped me too. So I recently just got into jiu-jitsu, right? And the last time I went into grappling was when I was an assistant coach at Olu.
Mhm.
And that was 2013 or 12. So I was
Mhm.
working at LA Fitness and coaching. And then that was it. But like now that I got into jiu-jitsu, bro, I leave. It's like meditation for
I
me.
know, dude.
I leave
I know.
so fucking zen and so just like my head is clean. Like
It's like a high, bro.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
like
Dude.
now that I started grappling again, I'm like, I miss this. And I miss like everything once I'm grappling and once I'm going through the flow and Mauricio's teaching us moves, everything's out the window. You don't think about life.
The flow state.
You don't think about your relationship or work or anything like that. You're listening and you're grappling with somebody because you're so focused on, hey, did I get this move right or did I get this move wrong? And you come out and you're like, wow, I feel so good. So like, do jujitsu, do boxing, do wrestling, work out with weights, hit training, whatever it is. I think people just need to move their bodies and feel so much better out afterwards. And it pissed me off with the whole fucking COVID thing because everyone, like, gyms are shut down. And an owner in New Jersey, a gym owner, got arrested because he tried opening his facility again. And it's like, wait a minute. You're telling people not to exercise when your immune system has to be so fucking on point to fight flus, to fight shit like this, like COVID, like, you know, like your immune system has to be built up so much. And you get that through exercising, through eating well, through drinking lots of water, through taking care of your body. And it's like, you're going to fucking take that away. That's the shit that pissed me off, dude.
Me too.
I was so pissed. I was like, you're going to close down gyms really when people need it the most?
Yeah.
And not only that, like exercise helps mental clarity too. So people with depression that go into jiu-jitsu or go into the gym, like, working out, lifting weights, it goes away. Like, and you take that away, and guess what? They're even more depressed than when they started because now they're fucking stuck at home and they can't do shit. You know, like, yeah, you can work out in your house and stuff, but you can't be locked up for so long. It fucks people up mentally. Divorce rates are at an all-time high now because of COVID.
Suicides, depression,
mental depression. Not only that, domestic violence cases are up. You know, it's gotten bad. Like, you're gonna shut down gyms. Like, people are still following the rules. Like, the guy, he still had a mask on. He still was cleaning weights, wearing gloves. Like, took all the precautions, and he still got shut down. It's like, what the fuck? That's bullshit.
I think it's a government ploy, dude. They just want more. Some of the logic that they've had, I think, recently has been so questionable to me that there's no answer but ulterior motives. Logically, I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Even going to a restaurant, it's like, ooh. But then, not that I'm against protests, but then you can go. They were encouraged. Like, you guys should go. I'm like, well, either they're both increasing the cases and stuff.
Right.
Or neither is. There's no way that one is and the other one isn't.
Not only that, but
sense,
if you're in a health business, right, like a gym or you own a salon or whatever it is, they are following the rules. They are spraying down shit. They're having people wait. Make sure you have your face mask. Wear gloves. They're taking all the precautions, and you're still saying, nope, gyms are shut down.
Yeah, then why did they do it in the first place?
It's like, what the fuck's the point? You know, people
they spent thousands of dollars, bro, making their restaurants and gyms and all those businesses compliant, and now they're closed anyway. I'm like, you might as well not done it then. You just invested like $5 to $10 grand on something that they're like, well, it doesn't work.
Yeah, people got fucking truckloads of cleaning products, spray bottles, gloves, masks, Lysol wipes, like all that shit was out, and now it got shut down. So it's like, wait, what did we buy all of this for?
Yeah, I feel bad for businesses, man.
Like it's sad, dude. Like you need to move. What's it called? What's that guy that comes in? Jack works out with him, like white guy beard. Super nice dude. Josiah, yes.
Yeah.
So I saw him and I was lifting with him last night and we were doing deadlifts. And I was like, hey man, it's good to see you back. Like, you're lifting. He's like, bro, he told me this. He's like, I need to come to the gym. I need to forget about work. I need to forget about my job and what I need to do. He's like, lifting has been my sanctuary. Coming here and lifting at this facility has cleared my head. This is what helps me through my day. working out. He's like, if I didn't have this, he's like, I don't know what I would do. I would freak out. Like, I need to do something, you know? And to take that away was fucking bullshit, you know? And I'm like, dude, I was like, I wish people would get that, you know, like, or people would hear that. Because when he said to me, I'm like, dude, you're fucking right. You know, we all need to work out and move and just forget about everything in our life for 1 hour and then go back to it and then have a clear mental state going back into work or whatever it is that you do in life. Pick up the kids from school or got to make dinner, whatever the case may be. You know, it helps.
Oh, yeah. Do you feel the same high from jiu-jitsu as you do lifting?
No, it's different. Jiu-jitsu, I feel more clear. Honestly, you know what's funny is my life has gotten better with jiu-jitsu.
I know, dude.
Dude, it's
dude, I know.
It's fucking crazy. My life, like, I feel better.
So funny, but true.
I'm like a happier person when I come out.
100%.
Right? I'm super happy. Like I'm super not like.
It's just a good day.
Yeah,
when you do
dude,
jiu-jitsu,
it's a really good day. Like, even though it was Hell Week and we fucking rolled for an hour and a half, like 10-minute rounds.
I think that makes it more fun. I think even
it was fun, but when I came out, I'm like, like that was so cool. It was. I'm happier. Like my mood changes. I went home, took a shower, ate, and I'm like, I felt good. You know, it gives me like the high that I get is just super happy, super clear. It's made me a better coach, I think, doing jiu-jitsu. It's made me a better person, I think. I'm more happier. But lifting is different. Lifting, it's just. It's I don't want to say it's like a chore, but for me, it's like, okay, I got to do this. I'm going to lift this weight, this reps, and these are the sets that I'm doing today. You know, so it's kind of like you're just lifting shit and you're getting sore. And it's fun. It's fun to do, but it's a different type of feeling. I think I'm just more amped up, not like super zen. It's like different just because I'm like lifting heavier and stuff like that. So I need to get like amped up and create stress on my body, you know? But yeah, totally different, dude. So I'm glad I'm doing that now. And lifting has helped me with jiu-jitsu because like I'm a strong grappler now, you know? So it comes into play, complements each other. Dude, I fucking love it. Like, I'm not gonna stop.
Good, dude.
I'm not gonna stop. It was so fun, and you know, like, it's cool because Mauricio checks up on you. He's like, hey, where have you been, man? I'm like, oh, someone's keeping tabs on me. It's totally different when someone keeps tabs on you. You know, like when you keep tabs on a client, like, hey, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Where have you been? You know, you get that, and you get checked. And I was like, oh shit, fuck. Like, I can't.
No, I feel you 100%, dude.
I can't dip out, you know, or else he'll see.
Good business for him, I mean, but smart, shows he cares, you know, or like, okay, I should be there. But I'm the same way, man. The lifting now, I think, is kind of to supplement the jiu-jitsu for me. But I was in the same boat, man, where it was kind of becoming a chore, and I've had to wrestle with some things regarding that. I think before, when my motivation was aesthetics, it was like, oh, heck yeah, let's go.
You want to look
all
good
day. But now, like you said, I find jiu-jitsu more fun. It's like playing a video game. To me, it's like, oh, I get to go have fun and play. Like, we get to roll. Like, it's super good time. Where, lifting is, you're just like, it's a different motivation, I think, for it.
Right.
I found that martial arts are, to me at least, the only thing that can truly get me in the flow state. My mind is just kind of, I'm like a little scatterbrain. And I think when I'm grappling, you can't even think about anything else.
Yeah.
That's the crazy / cool part is if you lose focus for 1 second, like, you're getting subbed, like, you're getting choked out.
Right.
So you have to be 110% there in the moment. And in modern society now, I think being fully in the moment of something is so rare. I mean, it only, I think, will come from sports. Because even at the gym, you're so connected to technology where I have, you know, my Apple Watch. So then I'm working out.
You get an alert.
I'm like, oh my gosh, and the texts are coming through, and then it's work. So my lifts are, you know, I'm still like, okay, I need to respond to this client. And then, okay, hit a set, blah.
Between sets.
And that is where, with jiu-jitsu, that doesn't exist. And I think that's why we come out so zen, is because you get to just
all the bullshit's gone, dude.
yeah.
Like,
nothing else. I don't know when else I can really do that. It's very hard, you know.
That's why I love it too. You literally turn your phone off, put in the
Mhm.
bag. Guess what? You're not going to see it for an hour and a half. You're just going to roll with other people. And like you said, like if I'm in a fucking triangle, I'm not thinking about which girl texted me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, I need to get the fuck out of here, or like pancake this guy so I can get out.
That's so funny.
But at the gym, like I'll notice that when I squat, I'll do my set and then I'll put it back and I'm like, oh, let me check my phone real quick. And then 3-4 minutes goes by. I'm like, fuck, I need to do my another set. And like it's different.
It's a new, I don't want to say epidemic, that's a strong word, but kind of in our society now. The attachment to the phone, it pisses me off.
Well, I'm noticing it more. I'm being more aware, and kind of when you go into restaurants too, when people are on dates, nobody really has that one-to-one connection where you see people having a conversation. Like what we're doing now. You know, when we do this, hey, yo, phone's away. You know, not a lot of people do that in restaurants. Like you'll see couples and like kids with families, and everybody's glued to an iPad. Everybody has an iPhone. Like there's no communication or connection between the girlfriend and the boyfriend or the family members. Like half the time, the parents don't even know what's going on in the kid's day because one kid's looking at fucking YouTube and Ninja playing video games, you know, and the parents are looking at something else on their phone. You know, it's the connection's gotten lost somewhere, and we kind of need to bring it back. You know, it sucks and it's sad.
It's a new norm, though. Me too. That's what bothers me, is that I am so conscious of it, and yet I'm also a victim of it, and I can't. You can't break from it because your whole. Dude, everything you need is on the damn phone. So like, I can't ignore clients. Like the phone is just something become an integrated part of our life.
It's part of your
now.
body. It's literally part of your body. Nobody, some people, I can't speak to everybody in the world, but if you go outside and you leave your phone at home.
Panic mode, dude.
Yeah, you freak out. You flip the fuck out. Where's my phone?
Yeah.
Well, oh shit, I left it at home. Like, what the fuck? It's like, if like me, I've left it home a couple of times at the grocery store. So I write my grocery list on there, or like I'll write it down on a piece of paper. But I mean, if I leave it when I'm doing something small, I don't freak out. But like, yeah, we've come to that point where some people can't go to the store, can't go down the street and come back to their house without freaking out because they forgot their phone. You know, it's become a part of our bodies, and it's kind of scary to think about it like that because everybody's just so glued onto it.
Yeah, even my posture, dude. Have you seen those graphs that show how much the head weighs for every degree forward that you do with your neck?
Yeah.
And how when you look at your phone, is like, I think it's like 60 pounds that you're
60 pounds of added pressure on your back.
Yeah, and I feel it.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I want to be more disciplined with the phone, and I realized that like it's when I'm bored that I'm checking it the most. Like when I'm alone watching TV by myself, I'll be watching a movie, quote quote, but yeah, it's just the background, and I'll catch myself, what the hell?
You're through Instagram.
It pisses me off. I'm like a monkey, just scroll, refresh page. I'm like, I'll tap 2 stories. I'm like, okay, I don't really care. I'm like, dude, okay, watch the movie. Because in reality, like, I really don't give a damn about Instagram and what people are doing. Like, if I really think about what my priorities or what I care about, like, I don't really care.
It's not part of your core values as like a person.
It's like hitting. It's like those nicotine pens for certain people. At this point, I think it's become second nature. It's like a habit. You just grab your phone, scroll, check. Mindless. That's what's scary. Is that now it's mindless.
And you're scrolling through Instagram. Just scrolling.
Wasting
just mindless.
Your time.
You're not even, you're half there. Your fucking brain is half there and half on the movie, and you're just scrolling mindlessly. Like just scrolling. And you're not, half the time, people can relate to this. You're not even paying attention to what is posted or who has posted it. Like you're just scrolling all the way down and all the way up. I've done that.
I do it.
Everybody has done that.
I do it every day, dude.
Yeah, but like, when you are bored and you have nothing else going on, that's when you're, Oh, let me see.
Mhm.
Even though messages are not coming in, you haven't gotten a phone call.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No emails, no alert systems, nothing. It's just kind of like a grab, and you're not
Mhm.
noticing it. You're not noticing that you're just grabbing for it, and it's
Mhm.
like, dude, like we need to break that fucking habit. I don't know
Yeah.
how, but
because
like,
we're not getting there is no way we're getting less integrated to technology. If anything, it's becoming more and more and more integrated where technology
it's
and
more
people.
dependable. Like we depend on it so much. That's what we depend
Mhm.
on.
I don't even use my laptop much anymore because I'm like, I have my email here. Like, I have everything I need on my phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I hate
fucking
it. I hate it,
scary,
dude. I remember the days before. Do you remember the days before the iPhone? That was 10 years ago.
Dude,
2010 it came
my
out.
first phone. So check this
Dude.
out. Do you remember the Singular Wireless when that was a company, the orange
Yeah.
guy?
Oh,
yeah.
I missed
So
that, dude. Singular wire. I had that too. They were dope.
Dude, I
They
had
were
a
dope.
pay-as-you-go phone.
Uh-huh.
My first phone was a flip phone, and it was a pay-as-you-go.
Uh-huh.
And every time I sent a text message, I would get charged like 15 cents. Every
Uh-huh.
time I called, for the duration of time, I got charged X amount for that call. It was so funny, but that was my old phone, bro.
Yeah. It was different.
Yeah.
Because there was just I don't recall any of the issues with technology that I have now. Back then, we'd get home from school and you'd go on the computer and then in order to be online, you had to sit on the computer and log on essentially and be on the computer. Where now it's become opposite. You're in the computer all day long. And in order to be away from it, you'd have it's weird. It'd be like you being in front of a computer 10 years ago all day long. And then in order to be away from it, you'd have to step away. But now it's your phone. So you're on the computer all day.
Yep.
And you almost, I think, we're just double tasking all the time.
Yeah.
And instead, even when in 2006 to 2010, when we were in high school and we were lifting, the phone issue didn't exist.
The only
I had my what was it, iPod Nano or something?
dude, the iPod
Oh
Shuffle.
my gosh, yeah.
The old
Yeah,
school,
dude.
the old
It's
school,
just like a strip with
that
like
little strip.
it had
and you
100
ta-
songs and like
Yo.
100 songs in it, and like all you could do is hit next.
Yeah,
I know.
you didn't. You had no idea what song was coming on, and it had the little USB thing
Oh,
that you
yes.
would take out. It was a necklace.
Yes.
Remember, people would
Oh,
wear that
I
as a
love that
necklace.
thing. I had
that
that.
was
That-
fucking
yeah.
dope, dude.
I had better lift sessions though. I realized, bro, back then because texts.
Well, yeah, you're cluttering your mind now all the time.
Yeah.
Just all the time. You're always
dude,
like
you're right.
you're filling your mind.
Holy
You never
fuck.
let
Yeah.
you never let your mind have a break.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lift sessions back then were headphones on and just music going, and then zero distractions. I would go hard. Now, like Roscoe just said, it's hit a good set, got a minute break, check Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Or
Yeah.
even respond. Like, there's just so much more on the phone or an email. Like, it's not like before where it was like a text. And I think that disconnect of focus on lift, phone, it takes away from that flow state that I believe before the iPhone we actually got to enjoy at the gym,
Yeah.
where it was like just
Well,
music the whole time.
Lifting in
and,
high school too, that was even dope because no one was on their phones. Like, dude, so how it was, I feel fucking old for
I
saying
know.
this.
Jack,
But
how old is Jack during
Jack-
this, bro? That 14
Jack
years ago.
was like, so
6.
Jack was 6. Oh my God. Jax, you were a
You
little
were
baby.
6, bro.
You were,
I'm weird.
you were baby Jack. But that's fucking nuts. No,
know.
but the old school training sessions even at high school, open
They
up
were
the garage, they
hard,
were
dude.
fucking hard. The old school clanking metal weights that when
I
you would
miss that,
squat,
dude.
you come up and they go clink, clink, clink.
Yeah,
And then you squat down or bench, clink, clink, clink. That's how much you like. If you were clanking weights, you were balling. Like, because that
I
means
miss
you were
that.
you were lifting heavy,
Yeah.
and that's what that meant. And everybody would go hard. Music would be bumping. No one's on their phones. Like, the only time people had to use phones is when they had to call their mom to pick. Like, I had to call
'cause
my
you're in
mom
high
to
school.
yeah,
You can't
in
even
high
be on the
school, I'm
phone.
like, Mom, can you come pick me up? What's for dinner? Are we having McDonald's? Like, shit like that.
I know.
And then we'd end the call and we'd have our conversation at home.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It was so old school, and everybody would talk. Like, everybody at the gym back then in high school was more motivated. Fucking go. Like,
Yeah,
those
it
old
was-
school raw, like, shirt off, you're sweating, it's 100
Mhm.
degrees, it's like a garage. Like dude, like no one's on their fucking phone
You mean
recording.
like 3 months ago?
Oh yeah, when we're in your garage lifting. But even then, like when we were lifting, I would go to my phone. I'm very guilty. I would go on my phone and you would do your set and I'd be like just scrolling through Instagram.
While I'm doing
And
the
I'm
set,
like,
and then we'd rotate.
and then we rotate and
but
you would
we-
do the
and
same thing.
Yeah, like
So
it
it's
never
like,
stopped.
It never stopped. So what we had back then, I was, dude, raw and fucking like it was raw, like lifting. Like
Mhm.
no phones were allowed.
Have you ever?
And
set
it was
your-
more fun.
Yeah, and you can't on your phone. You couldn't videotape unless you had a video recorder. So like just think of that. Of like 12, 13 years ago, you needed a video recorder to like record videos and then plug it into your computer and do it from
And down-
there.
yeah.
And download it. And it would take forever to download and then you'd have to upload it. So that's how it was. Like no one recorded you. You were just there. You lived in the moment.
I miss
And
that,
then,
man.
dude, fuck yeah, I do.
I
Like
miss that a
now
lot.
that I think about it, you brought that up. I was like,
Start crying.
holy shit. I'm like, we're pussies now.
Yeah, it's
Society's a bunch of pussies.
it's weird, man. I see that evolution, and I think not all evolution necessarily is positive, and I think that one's been one that is like, I mean, no, it's negative. Like you said, I think when we're in high school, man, like most athletes, we just went harder. Like you said, it
Fuck
was
yeah.
like just
Especially
you're on a
like
mission now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
especially
you're all
like when I
distracted.
wrestled. So you didn't have a phone to do a Bluetooth to a speaker.
Oh yeah, it's like a CD,
yeah,
bro.
you had a CD, or if you were balling at a high school, they had like a CD like changer and player, and you could put like 7 CDs in, and after one would end, it would change to CD number 2, and then
Yeah.
it'd go all the way through. So that's what we had. All you had was like a CD player,
Mhm.
and you only had like I think 14 or 15 songs.
Yeah, you have to
max.
make your own CDs
Yeah,
too.
and you'd write on it
Uh-huh.
with the
Oh,
Sharpie.
I still have them, dude. So lit. I miss that,
That's
dude.
fucking funny. But like you didn't check your phones then,
Mhm.
like
I think the
it's-
jiu-jitsu has brought me back to it brings back the wrestling that I missed in high school.
that feeling.
Yeah, that
That's it,
feeling, the
yeah.
competitive mindset.
Just getting after it.
Yeah, just that higher purpose. I
Yeah.
see a lot of our generation when they graduate, let's say, okay, you go to college and you play college sports, but the majority of people don't. College sports are over. Once people go into the regular world of like full-time job, the percentage of people that have, from our graduating class, that have kept their competitiveness, that have maintained that sports-oriented mindset of being an athlete is such a low percentage that I could probably count them on my hands. The amount of people from my graduating class that have continued that like full athlete type lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the majority of my friends that I'll see, like, they're not training at the level that we are. So I'm thankful for being a trainer for that. But 2, I really think that jiu-jitsu helps a lot with that, keeping you competitive and on your game.
Oh fuck yeah.
And I wish I would have enjoyed wrestling more in high school, to be honest. I think because it was high school and you were kind of treated like a little kid, which is, I think, a huge problem in high school in general, that teachers treat 17-year-olds like a child, like they're in
Yeah.
like, 4th grader. So that was the reason why I think I didn't enjoy wrestling as much as I do jiu-jitsu, because now I'm an adult. Your professor that you pay money to can't give you detention or chew you out, like fucking just being a dick of a coach. Where I think in high school, if the coach didn't like you and you're a bad student, which I wasn't the best student, it was like, all right, well, it was just like they were more allowed to be kind of assholes, dude.
Yeah. No,
Straight
yeah.
dicks,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
If you had a dick of a coach, it was like, yo, this guy sucks.
Unless you were like
You know?
the coach's pet and
Yeah.
he really liked you, he would like cater to you, but that'd be only like one person per team, like if that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I wasn't good academically,
That's
but I
terrible.
totally get it. I think our mind changes too, because first off, I think the structure should be different. Kind of like when you're in high school, you get babied a lot,
Mhm.
and I don't agree with the whole babying thing. Like, like if you have a deadline and you need to turn in a paper and you didn't meet that deadline, well, guess what? You failed.
Yeah.
I'm not giving. Oh, well, some of you, I mean, didn't turn it in, so I guess like no, like you need to be more assertive because you are getting these kids prepared to go in college. If you are in high school and you're getting babied, guess what? You're gonna get a really fucking rude awakening once you get to college. You're gonna be like, oh shit, this is how it is. I didn't get prepared for this. And guess what? You're getting hit with like a ton of bricks now. Hey, you got this on this date. You got this on this date. This is due. I expect it. I am not going to remind you again because you guys have to follow a syllabus. The reason why I gave this to you on day one, and these are the instructions, is for everybody to be on the same page. Now that we're on the same page, I want to let you know this is going to be my first and final reminder of what's due. We're going to go through it, and that's it. So when you forget in college, you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot. Professor's not going to be like, oh, I'll extend it. It's like, no. Like, you failed that. That's your fault. This is your doing. So with jiu-jitsu, it's the same thing. It's like, and I think when we're older too, we get that. We've grown into that. In high school, I don't think we knew.
Yeah, you can't.
We didn't know. We were kids. So it's like we thought that was okay. Whereas now, I think I would, even if like, let's say there was a wrestling gym open and I would wrestle there, and I think my mindset would be different, like as far as that, so.
I think I would enjoy it. Almost like I'd be like, okay, cool. Like I'm down to make myself accountable.
Right.
In high school, I was always trying to get away with shit. It's like, oh, damn, I'm trying to ditch class and see what I'm getting, I think I just didn't take it seriously. But also, I always lacked respect, I think, for teachers because they treated you like if you were a child. It's like, oh, you can't. I don't know. I think now it seems childish to me because now, we're freaking 28, but little things like, getting detention for being on your phone or you can't talk to someone. Like, I'm just not used to that now because we've been free from that for so long where I'm like someone telling me, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, and now you get detention is like weird.
Yeah. You're accountable for your actions now.
Yeah, to your, instead of someone telling you what to do. So I think that's why I didn't enjoy wrestling as much. Whereas now looking back at it, I think I would enjoy it a lot more. But
just because of the maturity levels there, and and you hold yourself accountable, and you pay money now to somebody who is training you. If you don't show up in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, or baseball practice, or whatever it is that you pay a service to, especially the gym, you don't show up, guess what? You don't get better. Yeah. If you're supposed to be there and you don't be there because you're like, I'll skip it. That's fine. You could, but just know you are holding yourself accountable. And if you skip a session or if you skip a jiu-jitsu training when you booked and you're supposed to be there, understandably, things get caught up, like shit happens, emergency situations, whatever, but you are accountable for how your performance is. So like with me in jiu-jitsu, I'm like, I can't miss the classes I'm booked because I'm paying for that. And not only that, if I don't go, I don't get better. Like Daniel's a blue belt. Jack's a blue belt. Brandon's been there for a long time. So I'm the new guy. So I need to catch up to these guys. So I need to go to practice, you know? So, and it's the same thing with lifting. If I don't go to a lifting session, if I miss it, fuck, I'm losing a day. To get better or to possibly lift more weights. I could have hit a new personal record for my bench, squat, or deadlift today, or whatever lift I'm performing. So you miss out on that.
Yeah. It's crazy how the majority of people don't think like that though, dude. Sadly.
It is. Until like, I think it is in our mind deep down. We just don't talk about it until somebody brings it up. Like right now, if somebody's listening to this, they'll be like, oh fuck. Like, yeah, like it's ingrained, but it's not until somebody else brings it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a memory. Yeah. Like it's like, oh shit, that oh shit moment. I'm
just glad that we're in this, the way we're living right now and the choices we have made in this career path, it will ensure that we get older and are able to still enjoy our lives as we're older.
Right.
And especially if we keep that mindset of one day miss at the gym, one day miss at jiu-jitsu training, is a day where I didn't get better. And it's that constant trying to get better every single day. mindset. I don't believe that we're ever just stationary. Either you're getting better
Or you're getting worse.
or you're getting worse.
That's the one thing that
And it
pisses.
just accumulates.
Yeah, yeah.
really,
And before
know?
you know it, you're like, I don't know, 60 pounds heavier because that one missed training session or that one missed day.
Mhm.
And then it creates a domino effect. You're like, okay, let me see what else I can get away with. Okay, let me see what else I can get away with. Okay, let me see what else I can get away with. You don't have a teacher like in school who's slapping you on the wrist, reminding you.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now you're 3 years down the line and you're 60 pounds heavier and you're
That's a
like,
lot.
fuck, like how did I get here? It's like, dude, that's your own doing. Like
Yeah.
it's nobody else's fault but yours. And the thing that pisses me off is when, no, I'm like fucking blow right now. No, the shit that pisses me off is when people blame their
Yes,
shit
dude.
on everybody else or what's going on in the
100%,
world.
dude.
The reason why I'm like this is because of this person and that person. It's like, no, you fucking pussy. Buckle up. This is your fault. Like, the reason why you're in a certain situation and you're in a shit mess is because you put yourself there.
100%.
Like, you want to be accountable and have somebody slap on your wrist, go join the army. Go join the military and fucking see how it is for 4 years and come back out. Hopefully you'll be back a changed person. But like the shit that pisses me off is when people blame life's experiences and life's journey and everybody that screwed them over and they're in a bad situation because of this and oh, woe is me, playing that victim card. That's bullshit. Like that's the thing that pisses me off. I'm like, everybody's been through some shit, right? At some certain extent. I have, you have, Roscoe has, but I don't blame it on everybody else. I'm not making money because this person or that person. It's like, find a fucking way. Like find an avenue and go find it. Like go work for it. Yeah, people go through shit. It sucks. Like it happens. It's a part of life. But do not put the blame game on something or somebody else. You're not gonna get anywhere when you do that. Like I've had some friends that are like that too. That they're like, my life is shit. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. It's like, where the fuck are you in life right now? You know, like what are you doing? Like where are you at? Like that's the thing that pisses me off. I can't be around those people, dude.
It's tough,
like,
dude.
I can't.
Especially, I think I was talking to my client about this yesterday, actually, but. You know, and again, you know, this has nothing to do with sensitivity with someone being overweight or not.
Right.
It's if you come to me as a trainer and you're like, hey, you know, I slipped, like I've let myself get X amount of like 50 pounds overweight and I want to change, I'm all like, dude, I'll 100% help you out.
See, that person's aware. It's
when they just victim and almost like blame everyone else for it. I'm like, okay, first of all, you did not put on 50 pounds overnight. Trust me, I'm trying to gain weight. Like it's not easy. You saw that scale and you saw 5 pounds over.
Not bad.
10 pounds over.
Okay.
15. 20. You freaking had control like the whole time, dude, and you did nothing about it. And then now you're bitter and at yourself, but you don't want to blame yourself. So then you're gonna then you become angry at the whole world. And then that mindset, I think, once the victim mindset starts,
dude, it
like
creates that negative, it's like a cancer. It creates that negative domino effect.
In their whole lives.
Fucking spreads. And now their whole life is like that.
That's what they're mean.
Fuck this. I'm this because of that. Like, it's like, what?
It's like there's the Karens. And you're like, dude, chill out. Like, what?
Dude, imagine
relax.
the Karen is listening to this. She's like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna report you.
But it's so true. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges as a trainer. I realized I have two types of clients. The ones that want to be there and are motivated, and the ones that don't. And it is absolutely mind-blowing, the difference in results from people that want to be there and people that have to be there.
It's like a night and day. It's like a switch.
The ones that have
Polar
to be there,
opposites.
honestly, dude, a lot of times don't get results because I'll give them the training, right? And let's say they're training 2 times a week. Okay, working out twice a week ain't gonna cut it. So I give them their homework, tell them, you know, how they need to eat better, and they don't do any of those things. So then they just, you know, sorry, like, I mean, they're just obviously increasing like strength, but the, you know, mobility, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, the progress that a person doing 2 times a week will make who's unmotivated versus my clients that are motivated and are coming in on their own, eating, their diet is on point, and they love coming to work out and freaking put out. Like, they're grunting and just giving everything.
Yeah.
Those people see amazing results.
Yep.
And the only difference between person A and person B is mindset, which is just so
that's what I was gonna get
powerful,
to.
you know?
I think you need to pass a certain point. Like, I get, because I've had clients like that too, who come in and they're like, working out isn't my thing, which is cool. That's fine. We're on the same page starting off, right? But my goal and my homework for me as a coach is to make you love the gym in 6 or 7 or 8 months out. You're gonna hate it. Like, people who hate working out, they're gonna hate it, right? But they know that they need to be there. So they do have awareness as far as that, which is good. They're taking that first stepping stone.
Yeah.
But if you're a good coach, the thing that you need to do is kind of implement a little bit on, like, making it a better experience for the person to come in, you know, so that in 6 months, they love it now. And except on day 1, they hated it. Now, so you got 6 months to fast forward and the person loves it, you know? So it is all mindset too. And I think people, I get it. It's hard to turn it off, but it's not impossible. Like, you have to be able to be open, you know, and not think one way or think so critically, or not victimize yourself, and don't play the blame game. Like,
lack of patience is huge,
and that's
dude.
the thing too, lack of patience. Like, I'll have clients coming in once a week. Hey, why am I not seeing results? I'm like,
dude,
what?
yeah.
I see your Instagram and you're fucking traveling the world eating whatever you want, and I only see you once a week, 4 times a month. That's nothing when you're not even coming in on your own.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like minimal. They want to do the minimal and then get the maximum result.
Yeah. Dude, life doesn't work that way.
In general.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, your body, I think your body, I just thought about this right now. Your body is, the way you treat it kind of reflects how the way you treat life.
No, 100%, dude.
You know, like,
100%,
if you treat your
yes.
body well and you're in total zen like me, I'm never stopping jiu-jitsu. Why? Because my mental state has changed. My mental clarity has changed. I have been better, actually, as a coach, and better with my clients when I started jiu-jitsu. Like, when I was training, I would do good still, but I think it excelled with jiu-jitsu because it's a different thing, you know, and it's a different mindset. But, like, you gotta break that mindset as far as, like, victimizing everybody, you know, or like yourself.
Because those clients, man, I've noticed, they have such a hard time, you know, getting the results, and then they get frustrated, and it all goes downhill, to be honest. You know, and I think for people like us, right, like health for any human being, I would argue, is the most valuable thing. I mean, way more than, there's that, I believe, quote by, I don't know, it's like Confucius or something, but he's Chinese.
Yo, what?
But it's something along the lines, I'm just paraphrasing. It's like a Yoda quote right here. But it's like, you know, man works his whole life in order to gain possessions, and then dies and then pretty much loses all of it, which I think is such a valuable lesson in life, where I have clients that are, I mean, dude, they're honestly, like, I would say, killing themselves every day slowly for a job that would replace them in a day, A. B, I see the priorities, and health is at the bottom. And it trips me out, because what then is the value of, right, having the huge house, nice brand new car, but you drive, you know, an hour and a half to LA, there and back, your blood pressure's through the roof, you're overweight, you're never home to even enjoy the house that you're working so hard for.
That's a crazy thing.
And you're gonna eventually die and then lose it all anyway. Whereas someone like who puts health at the top just shows me, I believe, that their priorities in life are straight. Because what do you have if you don't have your health? Oh, sick. You have all those things, but you got esophageal cancer. Oh, well, then they go. All that was worthless. So I think when people that put health at the top shows me that their priorities are in line.
Yeah.
I would say
In life.
In life.
Dude, it like
you care about yourself.
yeah,
about your
the
health,
way you treat
like,
your body is the way you treat your life. Like
Mhm.
that's
like mirrors.
Yeah, bro, and it's yeah, you're right. Like I trained a CEO of a big time company. Drove every day. Every day we trained, he had a new car. He had a Rolls-Royce SUV and a car.
Damn.
He had a Ferrari. He would drive 2 different kinds of Escalades. So he had a car for basically every day of the week, but he was always tired.
Oh yeah, probably
He
miserable.
He was miserable. He had to go back and forth out of the state. He would leave like 15 to 20 days out of a month, travel like crazy. And he's like, bro, I'm so tired. Like, yeah, you enjoy the material things in life, but what is your body going through?
Mhm.
You know, and I mean, he would try to work out, but it wouldn't be a priority just for the fact that he would travel. But when he would travel, he wouldn't make it a priority to work out in his hotel room or a
Mhm.
gym down the street or something. So it's like, dude, you're chained to that lifestyle. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You have cars, you have money, you have whatever. Like you said, you're not around enough to enjoy those things in life. Yeah, you can
Mhm.
drive a nice car, but dude, where's your body at? How's your blood pressure? Like,
Mhm.
you're one donut away of having a heart attack, like, or a stroke or something like that. You know, it's like
Mhm.
your body is your temple. Like, you
Mhm.
have to take care of it.
Mhm.
Don't take care of it, you're gonna go through life really hard because you're gonna have a lot of problems, especially when you get older. Especially when
Mhm.
you get older, dude. Like, you have so many. I'm only 30 and I'm going through joint problems, but like, I'm not going through anything intestinally. You know, like
Yeah,
my
100%.
intestines work good.
My heart.
My lungs are great. Like,
Mhm.
everything's fine. My mindset is clear. Like, I'm
Mhm.
very clear and conscious and aware. I'm not drowsy. You know, I'm not
Mhm.
tired. I'm not any of those things. Like, I don't have any of that just because I make health a priority in my life.
Yeah. We just have the tear and wear.
Yeah,
Which
wear and tear.
You
Yeah,
you will have that even if you do nothing.
right.
I have clients that are just on they live a very sedentary lifestyle, and guess what? They get more injured all the time because they have a weak core, their hips are all messed up, tight hamstrings. I mean, so
Yeah,
the pains I think are just gonna be there. But I think the biggest key for someone's success with just health and fitness in their life is whether it's something they want to do or something they have to do. Because like you were saying with your client, right? Or imagine you were in this scenario where you had to travel to another state or whatever, right? And there was a jiu-jitsu gym down the corner. Like, you would want...
dude, I'd
I'd be
Uber
like,
there.
okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'll
Yeah.
go to my meeting. Like, I'm going to find the time to work out.
Yeah, and put that in my schedule because it's a
Instead of-
priority.
Yes, it's a priority.
Yup.
Making it a priority as opposed to like... again, it's just how important is it going? Because if you want to do it and it's fun, you'll find the time. That's why when
Right.
people say I don't have time for something.
It's like you're not making it a priority.
That's it.
That's
Just be
with
honest.
anything.
Just be honest
Yeah.
with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, don't lie, dude.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. If I had to go somewhere, right?
Mhm.
And I had to be gone for a week, I would make it a priority, hopefully, if a jiu-jitsu gym is open nowadays. But I'd make it a priority to find a jiu-jitsu gym and lift.
Yeah.
Do
'Cause it's
jiu-jitsu
fun.
2 or 3 times a week and lift 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that would be my priority.
Yeah.
That's what matters to me because that's what makes my day better.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, if you do jiu-jitsu in the morning, it'll get you such in a zen state that, hey, you never know. If you have a business meeting at 9 a.m., you can fucking be a rock star at it and have sales go through the roof just because that one factor made you so much better and more mentally clear to make you go into that meeting.
Yeah.
You know, so it's that cause and effect system too. So like, you get so much more done, I think. You know, it's like you have to make it a priority. If you don't, you're sluggish. Your mind's like foggy. It's not there. You got to deal with doctors and health issues and going back to the pill thing. Oh, I'm taking this pill. I'm taking that pill. It's like, fuck, like, you're all over the place, man. It's like your health isn't a priority anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're a slave.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
literally,
much to
you're
the system.
slave to the system and what's going on.
Mhm.
And you're like, if I do that, I gotta take, oh, my Ferrari's going. Oh, my house is gonna go away. It's like, who gives a fuck,
Yeah.
dude? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, you have 2 Ferraris, just sell one. What do you need 2 for? You know, it's like, it's that sort of thing. Like, people are slaves to that shit, dude.
Do you think you can change a client's mindset from making the gym something that they have to do to, oh, no, not even that, but make it something that it's like, oh, I can't wait to go?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I've done it
Unless it's
before.
a hard case. Somewhere I'm like, dude.
Well, I've done it before, and I've run into a lot of personalities. So,
Yeah.
you know,
see a lot when you're as a trainer,
yeah,
dude.
Oh, fuck
you see
yeah.
every kind of person.
Yep.
You're like, okay.
Dude, fuck yeah.
It's cool.
You
It's
could,
wild.
I've did that with several of my clients to where they walk in, I don't want to be like like I'll be super nice and I'll be like, hey, good morning or good evening. Like, like how are you? I don't want to be here. This sucks. Let's just get this over with. And I'm like, okay, my goal is to make you want to come here. My goal is to make you be like, hey, I can't wait to go see Alex. You're coming in 5 minutes late because you hate the gym and you're dreading on coming, that you're waiting on the last millisecond to come through that door. And my goal is for you to come in, hopefully 6 months to a year, and come in early and roll out and warm up. And you can do your warm-up sets before we actually get into your actual working sets. So yeah, every time I get like a hard case like that, like I always think of it as a challenge. I always think of it as, okay, they're coming in with the mindset that they hate it. That's fine. I'm going to do my best to change your mind. Now, there are those hard cases where they just don't change because then they're on that narrow mindset of thinking. They're like, the gym sucks. I hate it.
It's just a punishment. But I've noticed people like that, dude, they're the ones that complain for attention. Almost like, oh, this sucks. They just complain throughout the whole workout. And I mean, I've been doing this for a long time now. And I also believe I'm pretty good at making it a really fun time, enjoyable.
You're very personable. Yeah, you're very
And that's the thing, though. Those people will love coming to almost like hang out and work out, but they don't like the suffering.
Yeah, they don't like the working. They don't like the working part as far as working out.
I love that shit, bro. If I'm sitting there hacking for air, burning, I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
But for them, like, it's like, that sucks, you know? And I think that's why they're in control of their results sometimes, because if you don't want, like, if you don't want to push yourself, there's only so much I can do. I mean, like, come on. There's times that I've had, certain people that I'm almost begging for reps. I'm like, please. And I know they can do it.
But they give up easy.
Yeah. And it's, it's just, they're gonna suffer. They're their own worst enemy in that sense, because I'm like, come on, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. But there's so much you can do. And, I think having that switch is the key, and it's easier said than done. I think the actual shift into I want to put out hard usually has to come from or what I've seen, an internal switch in their brain, almost like getting rid of an addiction where you're like, okay, I need to change. I need to 180. I've had it with clients that I've been training for, let's say, 2 years, and then they finally get frustrated enough at life, at not seeing results, at gaining weight, that they have this 180, and then they start putting in the extra work. Like, they start enjoying it, and I'm like, there it is.
Yeah,
and
like,
then,
they get to a point where it kind of changes overnight, and they get into a mindset where, like, okay, they have like a little talk with themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
I've had them with myself. I'm like, I need to get my shit together now.
Like, if I don't get my shit together now, nothing's going to change in the future. And I think people need to have the mindset of that. A lot of people don't, and you have to guide them. So, like, I was talking to Joe about this yesterday.
Asian Joe?
Yeah, Asian Joe. What's up, Joe?
What's up, dude?
Shout out to Joe. So when you get clients like that and train them, we only can do so much as a coach, right? We can't work out for them. There's a reason why we help them and we prescribe them workouts to do depending on what their goals are and a bunch of different X and Y factors. But if you look at coaches, a picture I'm going to paint is like, we're like Frodo. And our goal is to lead you to the bumpy road. Yeah, to Mordor. Our goal is to reach you to your goal and get your goal accomplished. We are Frodo, and we're leading you down the bumpy road and path and through the forest. Like that's who we are. Like we're here to lead you and guide you. We can't work for you. We can't sleep at your house and see what you eat on a 24/7 basis. That's what you need to find out for yourself, and you need to discover for yourself, and what you need to do to change that. You know, so like that's who we are. Is we're guidance. We're just guidance, and that's it, man.
Yeah, it's that the extracurricular work that gives them the results. It's like pro athletes, the ones that become the best are the ones that stay after practice and all that stuff.
Antonio Brown, he was like a 4th-string wide receiver on Pittsburgh Steelers.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, he's a I know.
The Lions.
Screw him.
Yeah.
I hate Antonio Brown.
I
hate him.
I'm so sorry.
You guys dumped him and then we picked him up.
That's hilarious.
Yo, he was on the Patriots for like a fucking week, dude. One game, and then Bill Belichick's like, "Yo, you gotta go."
Oh, that's so funny.
No, but for instance, back when Antonio Brown was quote unquote normal, he was a 4th-string.
That was normal.
He was a 4th-string wide receiver, and he came out, I think, from Michigan. I think he was from Michigan originally, and he was an okay receiver, but he went in early to practice, to focus on his routes, to focus on catching the ball. He stayed late to talk to the coaches about running routes and see what he can do better. Just like Julian Edelman. He's another prime example. Why do you think he's so great? He stays after practice, and then he shows up before the team shows up.
Kobe used to do the same thing.
Michael Jordan.
I almost said Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
I guess it's true. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He fucking stayed up late doing God knows what. But like the reason why those people are great is because they did the stuff that average people would put off. Like people do the minimal to get the maximal results. Okay, practice starts at 12. Yeah, okay, I'll show up at 12. Practice ends at 3. I'll show up at 3. Now, if it's like jiu-jitsu, right? It's different because you have a class right after. So it's like a different thing. But like if you show up or go at home and practice the moves on your own or
go on a run.
Yeah, go on a run to get your cardiovascular system a little bit better. That's the extra work that'll make you better too.
100%.
Like the reason why they're so great is because they did all that shit. And now look at them. People praise them and be like, oh, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. But they were up late. They stayed up late working. They woke up early working. And that's the reason why they are so great at what they do, because they started with nothing, got no fucking handouts, no money from dad, no money from mom. Like most of them came from poverty and they worked their fucking ass off over everybody. And that's why they are where they are today. You know, like I think people need to get a grasp of that and not become soft, dude. Like, dude, generations have gotten fucking soft. Like, people don't want to work. Like, I'll stay up late and wake up early, and then I'll hear somebody else complaining, ugh, I only got 7 hours of sleep.
I'm like, must be nice. I
was like,
I never
wow,
get
like,
7, dude.
I got 4, and I feel great because I had to get super chippered for you at our training session. I had to bang out a Celsius real quick, and I feel fine. I was like, you can suck it up. You know, it's like those people who I only got 7 hours of sleep, like, I don't feel that good. I need to get 10. It's like, shut the hell up. You don't need that. Like, just come on. Like, you need to kind of suck it up a little bit. Like, generation after generation, I feel is getting a little bit softer.
Yeah.
A little bit softer. And dude, like, if I have a daughter and her boyfriend,
Scary,
like,
man.
that's something like to think about, you know? Like you and Tessa, like you guys are getting married.
I have a son, dude.
Just the whole house is sons. That's it. All dudes. I'm even having a dude dog. That's it. I'm having a dude dog.
3 boys, dude.
Yeah, and a guy dog. You know, like I'm afraid. Like, who's gonna come pick up my daughter for prom? It's gonna be some softy kid. Like, yo, stick your hand out, look at me in the eye, make eye contact. Hi, sir. How you doing? Nice firm handshake. Bring my daughter flowers. Like, nobody has that anymore. Like, people will pull up to dates and they'll text the other person, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Get out of your fucking car, go knock on the door, meet the parents, give flowers to whoever you're going on a date with as a nice gesture. Shake the parent's hand or whoever's there if they live on their own, and it's different. But still, you go walk out, pick up your date. You come back, open the car door for them. You go in the car, and it's the same thing. Like people lose touch with that. Like that shit went out the window, and that's scary.
I think it's yeah, dude. Society's getting weird. It's losing, I think, a lot of good values that older generations
People
had.
have, yeah.
And I have an idea of what has caused that. But at the same time, it's education, dude. It's, I think, modern media, music.
Yep.
Hey, look, dude,
Especially the music, bro.
Yeah, I love rap. All right,
Rap fucking blows now. Like,
but I'm like,
I
dude,
listen to like DaBaby and Pop Smoke.
Dude, I want to punch him in the. I'm like, this is
like,
this
what
sucks.
the fuck is this? Like, this shit sucks, and people are going crazy. I'm like,
but that's what they put in their brain, and then that's
like, this is
how they
cool.
see. Yeah,
like this shit sucks. I put it on my car, I get a fucking headache. Like literally, they're saying, hey, like that's how they talk. I can't even
pisses me off,
comprehend what they say. So I just hope like society kind of catches itself, has that like oh shit moment, and goes back to those core values, because I think that's what we need.
I think it's just getting worse.
It is, but like for me, like so you only can control what you can control, right? So like me as a person, whoever my significant other is, I want to bring those core values onto her,
100%.
Whoever that is, because I think it's you start with yourself, then it goes your significant other. If you have children, you pass those core values onto them and make them see why that's that. I mean, obviously they can have their own views and visions, and they can be like open to different ideas as far as the world, but like to implement those core values, I think is very important.
Just respect.
Yeah.
Manners.
Manners,
respect.
looking people in the eye.
Simple.
Shaking hands, being respectful. Hey, please and thank you.
Yeah. It's not asking much.
Yeah, it's not. It's those little things,
But they're, I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing the wrong teenagers, or maybe I was like that too.
I'm an old soul.
I always had manners, I don't know. I just
that's the way we were brought up, though. Like that's the way we were brought up. So
I just hope that like you said, our society gets its crap together. Because it only hurts, I think, the people, but our country as a whole. Just I think that's why, man, now there's such a high level and rate of like anxiety, depression, sleeping problems. I think people are living in this constant like trying to numb out things. Yeah. Which is why I think we go on our phones, and then just always going out, always on the gram. Like we don't take time to be
just
still
ourselves
and just face, like look within and see also like what choices you're making. Like, okay, if you're going out drinking every other night with your friends, never working out, making bad choices with, who knows, sleeping around, doing drugs, blah, blah. Of course, you're going to feel more anxious the next day and then, be maybe depressed or anxious, blah, blah.
Right.
Whereas if you're making, I think, good choices where you're, trying to get good sleep, good, just making sure you work out, you're healthy, you're getting vitamin D and all that, you're going to feel better.
Right.
And I think as a society, people need to just start working on bettering themselves instead of always looking outward. And I think we're in a place now also where people are always like looking at what someone else is doing or someone else is doing wrong. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it's like there's this Bible verse that talks about like before you call out, this is paraphrasing, but pretty much before I call out your problems, I should look
at your own problems.
My own first and fix those, which, if everyone just looked within and had that mindset, dude, I think we'd be in such a better place. But that's not the case at all now. It's like, look at that guy and look at this asshole, but I'm so good,
It's frustrating. I don't know.
It is.
we'll see what happens with society. I mean, hope we don't dig ourselves too deep in a hole, So
wearing a mask all the time, dude.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's we'll see where we go from here. We can't tell like what's gonna happen in the future, but like what you're saying, as far as a downward spiral, as far as those core values being lost, we'll see what happens. But dude, great conversation. How do you feel?
I feel good, man.
Yeah.
I feel good. I've been trying to, I didn't mention this yet, but figuring out the future for myself and Axioms, because COVID has taken a big toll on, just business in general. So I'm trying to find like a new location right now, probably like a warehouse like down the street or something, and just cut rent by like half. And I'm gonna try to move the gym in that direction because COVID is,
At least you're trying to find a way. That's the thing.
yeah.
You're trying to find a way, which is good. A lot of people just kind of stopped. I mean, I get it. Businesses shut down because they had to, which sucked. But you're still trying to find a way to make it work for you and your brand.
Yeah.
But like this whole COVID thing and shutting down the gyms and shit, I don't agree. It sucks. People's mental health, like it's taking a toll on them. I mean, we'll see what happens, man.
I know.
But hey, I'm glad you came on,
Thanks
dude.
for
This
having
was
me, dude.
fucking dope.
Yeah, that was dope, dude.
This is
Seriously,
cool.
You guys have a super cool setup.
I appreciate you
love
coming on, and we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
I'm excited.
Bye, everybody. Later.
Bye.